Hey Scorpio, how's it going? This is going to be your monthly reading for May 2020. This is my first time doing the monthly reading, so please be sure to leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Just before we get started here, I want to let you know that I am offering readings by donation at this time, so if you're interested in a private reading with me, you can do that via the link below. And as always, this is a general message, so please take it however it resonates, and if it doesn't resonate with you, just be sure to check out your other signs, some of the other videos on the channel, or one of the other many amazing YouTube tarot readers. I just lost my train of thought there for a sec. Yeah, Scorpio, getting right into it. For the month of May, the message I got for you guys was defending your corner. So we'll take a look at this a little bit, but yeah, I'm not things are going so well for you guys, so it doesn't have to mean that it's something bad, but yeah, there seems to be a little bit of a need to stand your ground here and just kind of pull back. You guys are a very independent sign, so especially with other energies that were coming in, it makes sense that you might feel this need to kind of, you know, reposition yourself here, and that's okay. All right, let's get right into it. Spirit, what is the overall message for Scorpio for the month of May 2020, please? What's the overall message for Scorpio May 2020? Well, yes, definitely standing fighting your corner. If there's no other card I can think of that would better represent that than the Seven of Wands. So yeah, or sorry, Nine of Wands. Yeah, so it's definitely about, you know, like you're just looking at her even, right? She's just kind of, her back's turned. She's just like, I'm fighting for what I want. Nobody can tell me otherwise, right? It's not a bad energy. It just means, again, right, like she knows what she wants. He knows what he wants. Whatever, however it resonates, right? It just means that there's something right now that's kind of making you off keel, and that's okay. All right, definitely stand your ground. Put your, you know, if you feel like there's something, I keep getting something about independence. Like if you feel like your independence is kind of being stripped away from you right now, you don't have to be mean about it. You don't need to be aggressive about it, but, you know, definitely speak your mind and definitely state your piece and say, you know, I need this for me. You also have the Hermit card here, okay? So definitely going inwards, and which makes sense in terms of, you know, being, not coming off in an aggressive way, right? It's okay. Some people or situations don't always have the intention of making us feel like they're trying to intrude on our personal space or our personal time, okay? This could simply just be that they're not really aware of what's going on. So go inwards a little bit and really take the time to analyze and think to yourself, what am I willing to compromise on? What am I not willing to compromise on? What is really upsetting me here? What is it that's just not sitting right with me, okay? So making sure you take that time to go inwards before you kind of come all out and lay it out on the table, okay? Because you don't want to come off very aggressive. You want to speak your mind, but speak it in a way that it makes sense to everybody, right? So that your boundaries are respected and heard, and that the other person in this situation, they can see things from your perspective, okay? So that's your overall energy for May. What other messages can we get for Scorpio, please, Spirit? Whoa. What's happening? It's been a long day. Okay. Get one more, please, for Scorpio. One more message for Scorpio, please. One more card for Scorpio. What do we got, Spirit? What do we got for Scorpio? Okay. We're good. Okay, All right. So yeah, standing our ground, but making sure that we're going inwards to kind of really think about things again, right? It's like before you come out guns a blazing, it's like make sure that you go inwards and really identify, in terms of especially, I'm getting the feeling of like a newness around this. So if this is a new relationship, it's all about finding ways to balance things out, right? And it doesn't have to be a new relationship. Take it however it resonates, okay? It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship by any means. It could be any number of things, okay? Whatever it is, just make sure you take that time to go inwards again and really think things through before you come out and try to fight your corner, okay? You have the Three of Cups here, so I'm definitely feeling a little bit of third-party interference with it here, okay? So this is like, Three of Cups can be twofold, right? Like, it's a card of reconciliation, it's a card of celebration, but it can also indicate that there's somebody on the outside or something that's kind of intruding in and making this uncomfortable situation, okay? So I definitely feel like there is this third party energy around, or somebody again that's kind of trying, you feel like is coming in and trying to take away what's yours. And it's not, they don't mean to do it, because it is very much a out of love, right? Like, it's like they're just doing what they think is best, but they don't realize that it's bugging you, okay? Which is why you should make sure to go inwards and really think things through before you come out, because you don't want it to come off the wrong way, okay? I don't get the feeling that this is intentional by any means. It's just simply a matter of having a conversation and putting out there what you feel like is kind of being taken from you, or not respecting your boundaries, okay? There's the Four of Swords again, okay? So we've got the Hermit, and you have the Four of Swords. So what this tells me is that not only is this about going inwards and having some self-reflection before you have this conversation, but it's like this is something very significant for you, okay? The major arcanas are all about soulful purposes, pivotal moments in our life, okay? It's like this means something to you. This connection or this partnership, whatever it is, it means something important to you, okay? And there's something special about it. But whereas before, maybe you would come off and be very guarded and defensive about your privacy and your independence. You're fighting for independence. It's like this time you're wanting to approach things differently, okay? You're being encouraged to approach things differently, because you don't want to repeat what you did in past relationships, right? We always want to improve on things and move forward. Not to say that you were handling it wrong in previous relationships by any means, but yeah, there is a significant part. My chair keeps clicking and it's driving me crazy. There is a significant part here about going inwards and allowing, the Four of Swords is all about meditation, okay? Really sitting and thinking on your thoughts before, again, coming out and having that conversation, okay? Three of Wands, this is all about knowing. It's like this sense that you know, right? You're being called to go into this meditative state because you know there's something better. You know there's a better way of approaching this situation, okay? It's just like you're waiting for your ships to come in here. You're waiting for things to kind of turn around. It's just like, and that's why, again, it is a big shift for you, right? Because whereas before you might have just kind of been like, no, how dare you, like, back off. This is my privacy, right? It's just like this time you're like, okay, do they mean to interfere on my private space and private time, or can I go about this differently? Okay, so you're learning to approach situations in a new way, which is really good, okay? This is what you have to kind of focus on throughout the month of May, right? Because it's so quick for us to point the finger at somebody else. And again, I'm not saying that you guys are at fault here by any means in any sense of the situation, but there is a need to see things from a different perspective, okay? There's a better way, a new way to go about doing it, and you know that there's potential for it. So just being very careful about, again, thinking things through and really being able to, it's like, before you just kind of come out and say something, take the time to really sit with it and know, yeah, okay, that's important to me. That's bothering me. I should really let them know that, okay? It's just, yeah, being a little bit methodical about it. And then you have the Temperance here. So this is all about, Temperance is patience, right? You're being called to have patience in this situation because, again, whereas before you might have charged forward and been like, I'm standing my ground, don't you dare. It's like, now you're like, all right, maybe things need to balance out a little bit here, right? Like I need to stand my ground and I need to fight my corner, but do I need to, how can I approach this situation in a way that benefits not only me and my boundaries and my respect and need for space? Because again, you guys are a very secretive sign. You like to have your personal space and your personal boundaries, and that's okay. You're totally entitled to it, right? Nobody should ever try to take that away from you. And I really don't think this person is, right? They're not trying to. And if it's coming off that way, it's not intentional. So that's why you want to be very careful about how you approach the situation, because it's basically avoiding making a mountain out of a molehill, right? This isn't a big problem. This is simply about you having to say what is important to you and what you need moving forward in this relationship, but doing it in a way that they can understand and it doesn't put them on guard and make them feel bad about it, basically, right? Because nobody wants to feel bad in this situation. Nobody wants to feel like their personal boundaries and space isn't being met, okay? I think this person's going to be very understanding. They just need to know, right? Like we can't expect people to read our minds. We need to sometimes guide them and let them know what we need. And that's okay, right? So definitely, again, with you have the Hermit card and you have the Four of Swords, so being very meditative, you know that there's some potential for this, okay? You know there's a better way of going about things. There's something better out there for this. But just be patient with it, okay? And that's why this is your reading for the month of May, okay? Remember that as well. This isn't over the course of a couple days. This is probably something that's going to slowly start brewing up over the next couple days, next few weeks, and then it's really taking that time again to go inwards and think about things and think about how you want to approach this situation, okay? Let's get a couple oracle messages here for you guys. Spirit, what messages do you have for Scorpio, please? Whoa, like threw those across. Okay, this all makes so much sense. Okay, message in a bottle, right? This is off bringing in that communication. Generally, this is a message coming in for us, but again, take it how it resonates. This could be vice versa too, right? But basically, it's like a message that's coming in, some sort of communication that's coming in, and something that's favorable, right? This is you waiting for that communication to come in, okay? You want to do things differently this time. You don't want to repeat the cycles that happened in the previous relationships. You don't want to feel how you did in past relationships where your secrecy and your boundaries weren't met and respected, right? So it's just waiting for this new way of communication to come in, okay? Finding the right moment and the right time and the right way to say it. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Take your time with it. But again, just be a little bit compassionate, okay? Because you have the Yin card here too. And this is the yin is the feminine side of the yin and yang, right? So this is, again, being a little bit more passionate, compassionate, a little bit more understanding, right? It's all about taking that step back and being like, okay, I don't like the way that this is going. I feel like my space and my boundaries are going to be met. How can I approach this situation so that my needs are met, but they don't take it in the wrong way, okay? So it's just about balancing here. And then here's the card exchanging gifts, okay? This is beautiful because this card is all about the law of giving and receiving, okay? So it's just like the fact that, like, you're taking this time to step back and come to this person and approach them in a way where you say, hey, you know what? I really need my boundaries here and I really need you to respect this. And I don't mean to be mean and I don't mean to make you feel bad about it, but I just need to let you know, okay? it's going to be reciprocated. It's going to be received so much better, right? People don't like to feel like they're coming at you. You don't like to feel like your personal boundaries aren't being respected. And people don't like to feel like they're having the finger pointed at them either, right? So this is just a good way to be, again, very compassionate so that you can have that give and take exchange, okay? You vocalize what you need and where your values are and what you need from this relationship, and just watch how it's received back to you, okay? Or reciprocated back to you, okay? All right, Scorpios, that is what I have for you. I hope the message resonated. If it did, please be sure to like, share, subscribe. And if you're interested in that private reading with me, do check that link below or send me an email. Until then, I will see you next time. Bye, guys.